What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about something that I'm sure a lot of you guys have questions about. I know I had questions about it when I was in high school, and that is how to get a 36 on the ACT. Now, when it comes to the ACT, there's a lot of routes we can go, and there's probably a lot of attitudes that you'll have towards taking the test. Some of you will be more anxious about getting a good score. Some of you will be relaxed and not worried about it, maybe because you had good experiences in school. But this is a test that is very different from anything else you've had. When I was in high school, the first time I took the ACT, I got a 24. And I had a lot of friends that got a lot higher score than me. And because I had been a really dedicated student in high school, I wasn't satisfied with that score. So I went on to take the test 10 more times and develop this curriculum or this method that I used to be able to get 36s in every section of the ACT. I'm going to talk to you guys today a little bit about how I did that and how you guys can do that too. So, first thing we need to talk about, point number one, if you want a 36 on the ACT, you have to put in the work. There's no way around it. There's no shortcuts. There are a certain amount of hours that you're going to have to put in. With my students, I generally tell them in most of my classes, and what I've kind of seen in the past, is that you need to put in between 60 and 80 hours to get a 5.5 score improvement, which is the average in the courses I teach. That equates to about 11 to 15 hours per point improvement overall. Now that might seem like a lot or might seem like little, but that is what's necessary to be able to make improvement. Some of you will have a natural aptitude towards certain sections and it will jump a lot faster than that, and some of you it might take longer. The point is though, if you put in the hours, you will get out the result. It's very mathematical, very formulaic. And the second most important thing is that you need a dedicated, isolated space to practice the ACT. For me, that was the library. Every morning I drove to the library and I spent a certain amount of time studying for the ACT. The library is great because you're free from all distractions. You turn your phone off, and if you get yourself to that location, there's really nothing else you can do. You're not going to start playing Xbox. You're not going to start, texting your friends because your phone's off. Kids don't really go to the library these days, and so you're probably not going to see lots of your friends there either. It's a great place to stay focused and really dedicate a space and a time to the studying and be the most efficient you possibly can. The third thing that I wanted to talk to you about is if you want a 36 on the ACT, you need to practice in the right way. There's a lot of wrong ways to practice. There's multiple right ways to practice, but most of the time students end up going towards the wrong ways. The method I teach my students is that you need to spend at least 1 to 2 times the amount of time that you're taking the test, analyzing your answers and ripping them apart. Asking yourself, why did I get this question wrong? When you do that, that's when your real learning occurs and when you're able to progress and improve your score. The last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about getting a 36 on the ACT is you need to be able to get access to the right resources. There's a lot of resources out there for the ACT, but the vast majority of them, in my experience, are not very helpful. They're not representative of the real test, and they tend to be all over the place in their explanations. Very confusing. When I was a student, I jumped from resource to resource, but in reality, there's only a few of them that I'd recommend. And the first one that I'd recommend is using the ACT official prep guide. That's the only other resource that I think actually has good representation of what the test could be like, because it's from the ACT test company themselves and nobody else has made it. The second resource that I offer in my classes are exclusive materials that are mimics of the real ACT test that I've seen in the past. And they allow my students to get a really good grasp on what the questions actually are and perform well later when they actually take the test. You want a 36 on the ACT. Today, we went over how to do it. Here are the 4 steps that we talked about. 1, put in the work. 2, create a dedicated space to study in. 3, practice the right way. And 4, practice using the correct resources. These have been my 4 tips and 4 steps to be able to get a 36 on the ACT. I hope that this was helpful for you, and I hope that you'll be able to all improve your scores, the amount that you want to improve. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll respond. feel free to let me know what future videos might be helpful for you guys while you're studying. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.